serious question.
That's a serious question.
I know it's a tough question.
I will try to give it a serious answer, or rather thoughtful answer. The reality is, I mean, so all of us, I think we describe ourselves independently or anywhere else from outside of this as gamers ourselves. We like to make games, we like to play games, through games through and through. For me in my position, I also happen to have to run the business. I have to, as I say, hire great people and build good technology and solve real problems and try my best to service the community and run a game service. So that there is a certain, I don't want to say tension, because it's not, I don't think the two need to be mutually exclusive, but sure, there's a great question of where we draw the line. And I think, I'd hope people would see when we do updates, the reasoning behind. We talked earlier on about loyalty points for Rune coins. That most of what we do is actually try to say, look, what's the fairest way of doing this? What's the way we can still achieve a good outcome and be really magnanimous to the community, rather than cynically going, oh, it's going to make a lot of money, and let's tax this and tax that and tax that. So there's an element of we can only make RuneScape, we can only continue to invest in RuneScape if we're successful and profitable as a business, and we can't shy away from that fact, because otherwise we'd have to stop, simply put. So we can't do it as a charity, but at the same time we always try and put the game first. And I think anyone who knows us would know that about us. That's how we rationalize our way through challenges and new opportunities. We can go, is this good for players? Is this good for choice? Does this provide different entertainment or variety or opportunity? And that's really how we look at it. There's not a single truly single cynical MBA on our payroll that's like, oh, we're going to make so much money. That's not how we work. The ideas we have, the systems, the way things are balanced, it's done in this team, and it's not done it's not me. It's not done in the business. So I don't think there's a tension, or we haven't found it to be a tension. I can see how it might be perceived as how much is game, how much is business. But the reality is, if we're successful as a company, as a product, we'll be around for another 20 years. We'll continue to grow, we'll continue to invest, to make great content, hire great people, have great parties with you guys. So it's important.
We might not.
That was a good answer.
Perfectly right, but we do strive to. There's been different periods, especially I think certainly through the summer before last in 2012, we were trying different things. We probably overstepped the mark a bit too much on things like Wheel of Fortune. We tried to rebalance it. We need to find the right equilibrium. I know you might always think that we really do listen and read what everyone tells us and writes, and we'll keep trying to adjust that over time.
Yeah,
all right.
Sorry, I know we're trying to cut things short, but just to echo what you were saying again, everything is done with the best intent, and even where we perhaps might have been, through no fault of our own, except we haven't done this before, slightly ham-fisted with things like Squeal, or perhaps not as elegant as we are today, it was simply from not having the experience of what awesome looks like as a team. We were building it from scratch in a way. We were learning from scratch, but we responded very quickly as we saw challenges. And most important point is what Phil makes, which is we always do everything with the best intentions. We don't always get it right. We do our damnedest to get it right, and we work as quick as we can to remedy it if we haven't got it right.
And thankfully, typically, it's obviously the business is to make a good game.
Yep. All good answers. And one last part to that question, and it'll be really quick.
Very quickly, please.
Would you ever plan on going ahead and, well, not necessarily stop Solomon Store's Wheel of Fortune, but maybe take a small hiatus for maybe a few weeks and focus more on the quest content and stuff like that?
So a really, really important point to make is when we do stuff on Squeal or Solomon's, it is not detracting, it's not taking effort or resource away from the other stuff. We have a small team that Tom is part of, who are dedicated to doing some of that kind of optional stuff, but that has never curtailed or cut away at the other stuff. It was an additional group who work independently, so the two are not in conflict in terms of the efforts that the team make.
I mean, even as a very practical example, Tom, it's you and 4 or 5 other people?
We've known Mr. recently, but yeah, it's always been quite a small team.
10? What's the number?
I just keep my head down.
It's surprising.
They are dotted around.
15.
The thing is 13 people out of 180.
Okay, so I was about to say, so it's 13 people who work on monetization.
Did everyone catch the second number? 100?
We have 179 people direct RuneScape staff. And is it like another 100 who do other services?
Well,
on RuneScape?
we didn't mention the exact number because none of us had it to hand, but we did mention that those things are not a majority, but a pretty decent proportion of the income, and they let us do much more than those people we have to use to keep running them. So those people are a smaller proportion of the team than their work pays for, essentially. So
it's a single-digit percentage, however you look at it, as the overall team size. So very small.
okay.
Okay, thank you very much. Stay classy.
Thank you.
Thank you to everyone else. Thank you to the panel. Shout out to Mod Necron for helping me pick the questions.
Sorry, man.
And have a good rest of the
I know
day.
you had your hand raised.
We will
Sorry.
be around. Many of us are doing other things. We're wondering if you can catch
borrow
some of
it?
us and you have more questions, then try and ask them then.
We're at RuneFest.
Thank you very
We can
much,
ask them
everybody.
afterwards.
Thank you.